going to be looking at the shortest Disney animated film there is, Dumbo. Let's get into it. So the movie starts off with storks giving babies to animals at a zoo outside of Mrs. Jumbo, who desperately wants a baby. But when the zoo is moving to a different area, that's when Mrs. Jumbo's dreams come true and she gets the burden of a child. I'm sure that she's happy about this, and she is, although her child does get ridiculed by all the other elephants who, yeah, I just gotta say, are real jerks. They all ridicule Dumbo, or Jumbo Jr., as his real name is, but he's known as Dumbo because that's his insult name. Yeah, the title of the movie is his insult name. I don't even know. So, yeah. His first name is really Jumbo Jr., but for some odd reason we all call him Dumbo because we're all terrible people. So, Mrs. Jumbo is really the only one who actually treats him with kindness, but this eventually gets her in some trouble while some idiot kid, who is named Skinny, by the way, yes, I don't know why, but Disney did take time out of their day to name this character. He makes fun of Dumbo, and this just pushes Miss Jumbo too far, and she attacks him. So, yeah, then she's kind of locked up for a little bit, and everyone calls her a mad elephant, or at least that's what the signs say. They can't just say dangerous creature in here. No, they have to say that she's a mad elephant. So yeah, now Dumbo is just all alone, getting ridiculed by other members of his own species, being called a disgrace to his own species, and also not even being allowed to eat with them. Yeah, not the best week for him. That is until he meets Timothy Q. Mouse, who pretty much decides, well, you know, they're all being real jerks. Okay, so he goes out and helps Dumbo, and eventually he decides that it's gonna help him get better. He's pretty much going to make his whole circus life better. So he goes and talks to the guy who's in charge of the circus in his sleep, because I guess that animals, even though they are allowed to talk to people in this world, I guess that they don't just commonly do that. I don't get why, but yeah, he convinces the man in charge to decide to pretty much have elephants stand on top of a ball, on top of each other, and then have Dumbo go on top and wave a little flag. Okay, that sounds adorable, but do you not see the problem with this? So yeah, he decides to go through with this because truly this is a genius idea, and amazingly it fails. I'm shocked. So yeah, after that Dumbo is made a clown because everyone at the circus just loves to make fun of him. So Dumbo is pretty good as a clown, even though he just sort of jumps out of a building. Ooh, difficult. But yeah, he's doing pretty well in that, so I guess he's really found his true calling. So, of course Timothy wants him to do something else. Makes sense. So, before Timothy can go talk to the guy in charge again, Dumbo goes to see his mother and is feeling pretty sad about that because, yeah, his mother's still locked up in a cage and can't take care of him. I can understand being sad about that. So, what's Timothy's solution? Getting this child drunk. Truly the best solutions for this. So, yeah, they get drunk and they end up in a tree the next morning. Yeah, seems like what was bound to happen there. So then they wonder how they got up in the tree and find out that Dumbo can fly, because of course he can. So yeah, he sort of starts to fly. And he becomes the talk of the circus, and that's pretty much it. He's reunited with his mother, and everything's great for him. Congratulations. So, honestly, I think this is a pretty decent movie. It can be pretty dated at times. Like, there are quite a lot of moments in the story that are definitely dated. Like, with the alive train. Yeah, there's an alive train. I don't even know why, but there's a living anthropomorphic train. Does that guy work for the circus? Does the train get paid? If so, then why don't they take into the possibility that animals could be anthropomorphized? I really don't get this. Like, you even see Mouse running around with clothes. I really want to know what these guys get paid for their job. That anthropomorphic train opens up so many possibilities. But yeah, it is actually still a pretty good movie because it puts the focus where it should be, on Dumbo and all the hardships he has to go through. You get to see him when he's at his weakest. And honestly, that's where the movie really shines. It can be overdone at times with the elephants being real a-holes, and when they get their comeuppance, it's really, well, it's just good. It's just good to see. Really, they deserve it. And honestly, I think that's really what brings the heart out of this movie, is seeing what Dumbo goes through. He never even says a word, but you know exactly what he's feeling, and that's what really makes this film strong. So for the story, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, mainly because it knows where the focus should be and it keeps that. And honestly, there are a lot of other good things to it, like with the characters. Transition. So for the characters, there really aren't that many. I mean, like, you do see a lot of people in this movie, but really there aren't that many that are the focus. So I'm gonna get out the minor but kind of important characters out of the way, which are the elephants, which are a-holes. They're a-holes. Nothing else really to say about them. And some of their names are prissy. I think that sums them up pretty well. So, yeah, after them, we have the main character, Jumbo Jr. Yeah, I'm not calling him by his insult name. So, Jumbo, even though he doesn't say a word in this movie, you can still feel all the emotion that goes into him. Whatever he's feeling, you can really feel that just by the way that he's animated and just by the pure emotion of the scene. That's what I meant before by this film focuses more on emotion. It really does, and Dumbo is pretty much the embodiment of that. He never says a word, but you really do care for him in the end, and when he does get a happy ending, it feels very satisfying. So yeah, Dumbo is actually a very good character. After him, there's Timothy Q. Mouse, who, honestly, I really like. I probably even like him more than Jiminy Cricket as the sidekick sort of thing, because Jiminy, he didn't really seem like the best sidekick, but Timothy actually did accomplish things more. He definitely, you can see that he does really care about Dumbo, and even though he does also care, he also wants to see him do better in life, so he focuses on both of those. And you can really see that he's trying to sort of fill in the parent role for Mrs. Jumbo because she's not there. And honestly, I think that he has a really good relationship with Dumbo. Jumbo. Sorry. So yeah, then there's also Mrs. Jumbo, who is a very caring mother, and you can really see that in the film. There's nothing really else to her outside just being a caring mother, but that's what she's best at, so it's probably for the best. Then after her, we have Jim Crow, who was not meant to come across this way. Really, he's not. And honestly, I don't mind him. Like, I can see why people would mind him a lot, but honestly, I just think that was pretty cool. So, yeah, I just sort of thought that he was cool. Now, the main thing with these characters, it's the ones that I'm not talking about that I don't like. Because this movie really wants you to feel what Dumbo's going through by making everyone who isn't nice to him. So yeah, outside the other 3 people that I've talked about here, they're all a-holes to him. None of them are really ever nice to him, and honestly, that's the main problem with the characters. They only really cared about him when they didn't see his giant ears. When they did see that, then they all pretty much ended up hating him for no clear reason. Now, if they had some motivation for this, then maybe I wouldn't have minded it, but just saying that he has big ears is not any motivation to hate someone. Seriously, does no one learn these things from that Rudolph special about Father Christmas? About that Father Time guy? Like, does no one learn these things? Rudolph teaches us things. Take note, elephants from Dumbo that weren't around when that special was made. Dang it. Okay, but yeah, still, all the other people outside of the 4 that I mentioned, they're just way too mean-spirited to him, but it is for the sake of the plot. And honestly, even though I did want to punch them in the face every time they were on camera, there are some of them that are pretty decent, like the guy who's in charge of the circus. He is not bad. It's just he's a complete idiot. That's his main problem. So, yeah, with him, it's not really that he's a jerk. It's just that he's completely idiotic. And also, the clowns were meant to be the uprise that was going on at Disney at the time. Yeah, at the time, just so you know, Disney employees pretty much wanted to get a raise, but Walt wouldn't give it to them, so they started to go on strike. And the clowns in this movie actually were supposed to represent that in some scenes. And honestly, I just love that little bit of backstory. So, yeah, honestly, for the characters, while some of them aren't that great, but they are mainly the minor characters, and they are just there for the plot. And honestly, even for just being there for the plot characters, they do still have a personality, and that's very apparent. So, for the characters, I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10, as they are all pretty much fleshed out really well. Oh, and just so you know, that train, it has a name. Casey Jr. Yeah, so aside just naming that one random kid, they also named the train. I really want to know who took the time out to name these extra characters who did not need any names. But yeah, for the characters, they are actually really fleshed out. So yeah, let's get into the animation. So for the animation, what more can you say about it than it's beautiful to look at? It came out of the golden age of animation, and it's just amazing. One thing that I particularly love with the animation is the pink elephant scene. There is so much going on in it, and there's such a good use of shadow at times that it just looks incredible. I know that some people are scared of that scene, and I really don't get why, but to me, I just admire it for how amazing it looks in animation. I mean, am I the only one who sees how incredible that looks? But yeah, it's honestly just really great along the lines of animation. It's just, it came out of a golden age. Granted, some things are kind of weird, like anthropomorphic trains, but yeah, honestly, it kind of works to fit the feel of the time. So even that kind of feels natural. Everything about it is so crisp. It's in my favorite type of animation, which is hand-drawn, and honestly, I just have such a high respect for that type of animation. I just love it. It looks amazing. So yeah, for animation, I know this will be shocking, 10 out of 10. It's incredible. It came out with golden age of animation, and that really shows. So when it comes to the songs, there are some of them that really weren't that neat to this movie. They were pretty much just there, and it's pretty obvious that they were just there for getting the movie to actually be long enough to air in theaters, because yeah, there are songs like Song of the Rustabouts, which is about people setting up a circus. Truly, this scene needed to be accompanied by music. Although the song's actually not that bad, and honestly, they are pretty good. I just don't really get why they needed that there. Same with the song Casey Jr. Yes, the anthropomorphic train has its own song. God, I love that idea. Just an anthropomorphic train. Truly, this needed a song. I just love that. So, yes, a train actually does have a song, because that was very needed to this film. And then there's the song that, of course, everyone remembers from this movie, Pink Elephants on Parade. And I actually really like the song. Now, a lot of people said that this song is scary, and it even ends up on some top 10 lists for scariest moments. Actually, it's usually on all of them. Am I the only one who never got it? Like, I really never got the fear surrounding this scene. Like, oh my god, elephants, and they're pink! Run away in terror, pink elephants! Like, I showed this song to my friend at night once, in the dark entirely. He was scared. I don't get it. What is scary about this song? I really don't get it. Someone, please explain. I really gotta know. What's scary about this? Oh my god. Elephants! Ah! What? Honestly, I just think it's a pretty cool song. Like I said, the animation in the scene is really great. And I think that was just supposed to be one of those trippy scenes in older movies. Like, those are usually in a lot of older movies, so why is this one the one that people remember? I really don't get it. I mean, it's cool, and I'm glad that people remember it. I just don't get why people remember this scene just for it being scary. I mean, it's a cool scene, and I really do like it. I just really don't get why people find it scary. Maybe it's because it makes no sense, and the elephants are doing kind of weird things throughout it, but maybe it's their design without any eyes? I don't know. I was always more afraid of the scene that was very similar to this in Winnie the Pooh. Like, I don't get it. What was scary about this? But yeah, honestly, I just really don't get it, but it is a very cool scene. And then there's the Happy Birthday song, which is a song for Dumbo when he's born. It's not a bad song, actually. It's pretty good. At least it's not the Happy Birthday song that we all know, so at least it takes some variance with it. And then we got Baby O' Mine, which is honestly one of the saddest Disney songs ever. It's very short, but it definitely does have an impact. It's just Dumbo's mother putting out her trunk through the bars just to hold her child and be able to sing to him. Because she doesn't get to do that often now because she had to stand up for her child. Honestly, this is one of the saddest Disney moments there are, and it's very powerful. So yeah, I honestly really do like this scene. It's very strong given how it's supposed to impact people, and it really does work. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the songs. There really aren't that. There are actually quite a few, but oh wait, yeah, there's also Watch Out for Mr. Stork, which teaches kids the fear of pregnancy. Or at least that's how I pictured this. What, did you... okay, sorry. But honestly, I just kind of find that song funny. I don't know why. Just to me, that song's just kind of funny. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the songs. They're pretty good. Some of them, I honestly don't think they really needed to be in the movie, but they are still pretty good. You can at least tell there was effort put into them, and they are actually pretty strong. So, for the songs, they're probably going to get the lowest score, which is a 7 out of 10, but hey, that's not a bad score at all. It's still pretty good. So, yeah, for the songs, they're pretty good. And for the movie itself, honestly, I really enjoy it. It's a classic for a reason. It puts the focus on what it should. The animation is great, and the characters are actually pretty well fleshed out. And the songs, even, are still being remembered to this day. Granted, some of them not for the right reasons, but yeah, they're still being remembered, and it's still remembered as one of the greatest Disney movies there are, and it's still a well-known film. Well enough for it to get a remake, apparently, directed by Tim Burton. Truly, the guy I would put in charge of a flying elephant movie. But yeah, it still is remembered, and it's done for a great reason. It's one of the classic ages of animation, and it's honestly, it's just great. It's a really great movie. I highly recommend checking it out. If you haven't seen it in the 75 years it's been around, yes, this movie is 75 years old by now. Congratulations, Dumbo. You're dead at this point. Woo! Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if Dumbo were actually a living animal, then yeah, he'd probably be dead at this point. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. Just think about that every time you watch this movie now. But yeah, it is actually still a pretty strong movie, and it's actually really good. I honestly do really like this movie. So, for the final score, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's not the best in some areas, as yeah, some of the characters can just be jerks from just plot purposes, but they do at least still have character put into them. And honestly, it does try. It's a very good movie, and it does really try. And honestly, it really does work for what it's trying for. So, yeah, it's honestly a really good movie. And that's pretty much it. 8 out of 10. So, next week I will be looking at Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Sorry. Alright, sorry guys. I actually forgot to talk about one of the songs, which is When I See an Elephant Fly, and honestly, this is one of the catchiest songs in the movie. So why I forgot it, I don't know. But yeah, it's honestly a very catchy song, and it does actually very much impact the story, as this is sung the very first time that Dumbo flies. So yeah, it's a good song. I like it. I don't know why I forgot it. That's pretty much it.